As the long Memorial Day weekend begins, some Texas drivers face gas prices of more than $3 a gallon. Survivors of last week's Santa Fe high school shooting plead with Texas Governor Greg Abbott for more armed security to keep campuses safe.
To make sure that we will not lose any more students in our schools because of gunfire.
Following a race to build new sand mines in West Texas's Permian Basin, signs of growth spring up in South Texas's sleepier Eagle Ford Shale. And as parent company Hearst Corporation coordinates the operations of its newspapers throughout Texas, the San Antonio Express-News lays off 14 newsroom employees. I'm Chance Storland with your Express Briefing for Friday, May 25th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. As the long Memorial Day weekend begins, drivers in some parts of Texas will be paying more than $3 a gallon for gasoline, prices not seen since oil's recent peak in 2014. A new report by AAA Texas shows gas already costs more than $3 a gallon in Midland, Odessa, and El Paso, with prices in Midland seeing a rise of 76 cents over the past year, currently averaging at $3.06 a gallon, making them the most expensive in the state. A rise in gas prices mirror those of U.S. crude oil that currently rates above $70 a barrel, up from about $50 a barrel 1 year ago. President Donald Trump's May 8th decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal and reimpose sanctions on the country has also been blamed for pushing prices higher. However, the average price for a gallon of gas in Texas, $2.76, is still substantially less than the rest of the nation, where fuel averages nearly $3 a gallon. AAA estimates 2.9 million Texans will hit the road this weekend, more than any time since 2005. Thursday, survivors of last week's shooting at a high school near Houston told gripping stories of dodging bullets, hiding from the attacker, and seeing classmates get shot as they pleaded with Texas Governor Greg Abbott for more armed security to keep campuses safe. As the governor wrapped up 3 days of meetings on school safety and mass shootings that included more than 30 students, families, and staff members from Santa Fe High School. Also included were survivors of the November church shooting in rural Sutherland Springs that left more than 24 people dead, as well as the church neighbor and former NRA gun instructor who's been hailed as a hero for grabbing a rifle and firing back at the attacker.
Many suggestions arose from the discussion: better discipline for students in the classroom and finding strategies to identify those who should be removed. Another is empowering students to alert school officials whenever they have information that could lead to potential danger. Abbott says one thing that seemed to be agreed upon by everyone is that early intervention is essential in regards to mental health, including increased access to programs in schools, screening programs to identify students who may pose a threat to themselves or others, and educating teachers and students on mental health. When it came to gun regulations, Abbott says everyone agreed on the necessity of safe storage of guns, an issue that was brought up after the school shooting in Santa Fe. Other things were brought into the spotlight after the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, such as improving background checks. Another thing that was agreed upon is if someone with mental health problems is denied access to buying a gun, there needs to be a report of that order quickly available. Right now in Texas, that report can be delayed up to 30 days. Ed Scruggs with Texas Gun Sense says the most time was spent on talking about red flag laws, keeping guns away from someone who is an imminent threat for violence. It's similar to what Florida passed in the wake of the school shooting in Parkland.
And it's a proactive step, that probably one of the best proactive steps we think we can take that could prevent mass shootings. It wouldn't prevent every mass shooting or every gun-related death, but it probably would prevent some.
While there has been a race to build new sand mines in West Texas's Permian Basin to satisfy all of the hydraulic fracturing needs for oil wells, there are now signs of growth in South Texas's sleepier Eagle Ford Shale, as Fort Worth-based Black Mountain Sand announces plans to construct a new sand mine south of San Antonio, near the Eagle Ford, to serve the growing oil and gas production in the region as crude oil prices continue to rebound. After building 2 mines in the Permian, Black Mountain says it's turning its attention to the Eagle Ford, with the company acquiring 2,300 acres in Atascosa County with the aim of completing a mine by the end of this year. That would churn out 22 million metric tons of sand annually and employ about 75 people. However, there has been some opposition from local residents regarding sand mines being built closer to communities, especially when tiny particles of sand can be hazardous to people's health and lungs. And economic factors, as well as a desire to combine parent company Hearst Corporation's resources across the state, have resulted in the San Antonio Express-News laying off 14 newsroom employees. Wednesday and Thursday, the layoffs were spread across the newsroom, affecting writers, editors, and photographers on the sports, metro, features, and photo teams. The company says the move is part of an effort to maximize collaboration between its Texas newsrooms, most notably the San Antonio Express-News and Houston Chronicle, which will now combine efforts on coverage of statewide issues such as energy and immigration, and on certain coverage areas including college sports. The 2 papers will now also merge their Washington, D.C. and Austin bureaus. And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Friday, May 25th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. I'm Chance Dorland.